Hi, my name is Venusha Dolisheva, and I am consultant of IKS E-Kanban tool. And I have found that we have really gap in the knowledge of the basics. So in the supply chain, we are facing very critical situations. And with the practicing of students' education, I have really found that the root cause, the core problems are not part of the education. So I am trying to introduce some basics, the easy way of learning to our students. So now I take the opportunity to train wild my colleagues, friends, customers, and our visitors or potential customers about the basics. So where we are losing such a big amount of energies, resources, costs, where the money are blocked, and I would like to go step by step by these lessons to open the door of this dark tunnel and show you the light. So be patient. I will be slow in the introduction, and I hope that emotionally I will be very deep, that you will get the good understanding why we are here, why we are in this situation, and that there is a solution, that it's not the end of the tunnel, and we know where to go. So where the supply chains has started, it was really very close relationship between the consumer and between the producer. So what we have lost, it's really the contact between those two. That means the end-to-end relationship. So we have to go back and change the structure of the company's structure of our processes to really focus and eliminate all the waste, all the resources that are blocking those communications and direct producer-consumer relations. So it's not business between the warehouses that we produce for a warehouse, and the warehouse is delivering to another warehouse. So it's really go to the basics and watch the processes what we have built. Businesses are currently very disconnected between the supplier or producer and the consumer. I would like to use this picture as an example. So to be a farmer, I have to have big herd of cows to be partner for a milk factory. So that means the herd, I should have many cows. Then the next following step is the collecting of the milk by the transport. So the bulk transport must be fulfilled. That means it requires to be in my region many farms that they will collect to really make efficient transport for the milk factory. Then we have the milk factory. The milk factory has the infrastructure, has the equipment, pipelines that should be feeded also with some amount of the milk. So again, how many bulk transports we have to deliver to our milk factory to feed the production pipeline to run efficiently the production lines of the milk factory. So then we have the another. It's a distribution. That means we have the distribution centers, retails, and we do the warehouse distributions between the milk factories, other producers, to deliver into the end stores where the end customer is buying the milk and taking these bottles of milk home and consuming. So you see the nice example how much and how many improvements we have done in the name of efficiency and higher productivity. But what is really scary, that in the end, in this whole process flow, we produce 33%, that means 1/3 of production it's going to the waste. I have checked the statistics on internet, the actual statistics, and it's really showing that any other industry is the same. So that means with the production, with the scrap, with change of design, with expiring of the material, roasting of the material, we do waste, we do scrap 1/3 of the products, which means we have consumed the resources, we have consumed the energy, we have sent our employees to manufacture, and in the end we have thrown all this material, added value, energy away into the scrap. The second part is the way of process management. So even that we know in the beginning the demand from the end customer or end consumer, we don't work with this information. We have our business, we have our corporations, departments split in different divisions, and we have different targets. So we do work with this demand, but plus this demand, we have some forecast, seasonality, expectation, marketing targets, design changes, and so on. So everything is impacting also the strategy, how many parts we in the end require to be produced in our production and down in our supply chain, in raw material, in our suppliers purchasing. So what do I see also that are the targets, different targets and conflicts. So purchasing, they should purchase material very cheap, but the conflict is that they should not hold this inventory on the shelves. We have production. Okay, the maximum efficiency, standard hours, human used hours, it should be maximum productivity, but it doesn't mean that it must be the big production lot sizes, the big production batches. The other things are the ERP systems and their communications. So what I have really learned that most of the companies are running with the refresh of the data every night. Some of the companies they have this jobs running only over the weekend. So this it's also have big impact how many inventories do we keep in our shelves and how we managing the information. So if it's 1 week delay or 1 day delay, it's really non-accurate information and the real time is lost. What is the key also for me? It's the data cleanness and accuracy. It means we have the standard processes, we have the standard works, and we repeat the logic always the same time. So we have the confidence what we are doing, and even that there is big turbulence of the personnel or employees, we can protect our processes from non-standard actions and firefightings. So when I do my project with the customers, I always have this picture in my mind. So I always go through the processes and watch what we have built inside the processes, what we touch, what we move, where we have such a resource that is blocking us from this direct communication between the consumer and the supplier. It could be internal services, it could be production, it could be a buy-sell logic that we are just cross-docking material through our systems. Always focus on the value-added activity only. because everything what we have here, it's building, it's cost, insurance, maintenance, services of the car, new tires, equipments, cleaning services, everything makes a cost. So each step that you are able to remove from your supply chain, from the process, from the manufacturing, to make the flow direct between the consumer and producer, the fastest you can work, the less time you need, and the less inventory you need. And that faster you can collect the money from the process. Professional, I'm really happy that I have got the opportunity to work with IKS E-Kanban because I have learned really a lot with this tool. First, everything what is already digital, we can make really paperless and we can connect directly without the human touch of the steps. So that means without waiting, sending emails, picking up some messages from the systems. Those numbers that I have put on this slide are really realistic results that I gain in my project. It's my numbers, so behind this are my analysis, real processes that we have implement and move forward. So if you reduce the amount of the time that we managing or communicating and executing, you can reduce this inventory. What is already known that we do overproduce. So that means the excess that we scrap is 1/3 of the production. That means we have 33% just from the waste. If we improve the processes, it's another few percent. So it's really realistic that from production process you can gain 40% of capacity. You can reduce the amount of working hours, and you can reduce also the energy cost equally to these numbers. It's not easy way. I don't say that is easy. It's really change of the philosophy how your company is running. It's a really deep cooperation between the departments, teams, and units, and it's working. It's working. I have seen this live. I have participated on many projects, so don't be afraid. Just go and change the way of doing. So the way is clear. We have to connect our consumer with our producer. We should eliminate all the waste on the journey. We should eliminate all the resources. Then our companies could be healthier and our costs will drop down dramatically. So please go and review your processes, review the flow of communication inside your company, where you are blocking yourself to collect those benefits.